Welcome back to Here for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 951, we're going to talk about Elesh Norn, the mother of machines, or as we like to call her, the Panharmonicon. Before we get to that, big shout out to the patrons. Thank y'all so much. If you would like to become a patron, the link is right down below. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it if you don't. Hey, just thanks for watching. And our good friends over at Dragon Shield. This deck is in pink matte Dragon Shield sleeves. And let's get into it. This is Elesh Norn. This is, the elephant in the room. Um, I have not had a chance to. I know a lot of people say that it is a very high powered commander. I haven't had a chance to play this deck or to cast Elesh Norn. Well, no, I cast her yesterday in a boxing league. Elesh Norn is my boxing league commander for this cycle, but the game was kind of already over at that point. But anyway, 4/7 Vigilant. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Yeah, Panharmonica. But this is where it gets nasty. Your opponents don't get ETB triggers at all. Ooh, that is rough. That is rough right there. So, obviously, the very first card that I put in there was the Panharmonicon because why not? Instead of doing it twice, why not do it 3 times? Sure, why not? Before I get too deep, I want to. These lands, I love these. This, yes, I know it's not a plains. I know it's not a plains. You know it's not a plains. But it's gorgeous. And the foils are. So I had to. I felt that Elesh Norn wanted her own planes in foil. So that's what took me a while. So, but we are playing mono white. There's some things we got to do, like we got to ramp. So we have Soul Ring, Mind Stone, Marble Diamond, Thought Vessel, Pristine Talisman, Burnished Heart, Gilded Lotus, and the Weathered Wayfarer. Because, why not? Um, Card draw, Otherworld Atlas, just one of those things. And then the Coveted Jewel. Now, the Coveted Jewel is 6 mana to draw 3, now 6 cards. Whoa. Yeah, and, it passes around, whatever. But, yeah. I mean, I'm probably never going to cast this where Norn's not out there, because 6 for 6 and 3 mana is pretty good rate, even if you do got to give it away. Oketra's Monument. Okay, now we're started. This is the artifacts that have triggers. Yeah, everything costs 1 less. It's a great card. We all know that. Oketra's Monument. But when? That's what we're looking for, is when. Um, when you cast a creature spell, this is a triggered ability of a permanent you control. You get two White Warrior tokens. What? So let's look at. I guess before we get into creatures, there are some other nonsense cards that we need to look at. Strionic Resonator, copying that triggered ability. Because why not do it 3 times? Why not do it 4? Right? Uh, Erratic Portal. Now, granted, this is the slow way to do it, but it's also repeatable. You get to put that creature back in your hand uh, and recast it again to get those ETBs, right? The Eternal Wanderer, another slow way to do it. It does 1 a turn, but I mean, yes, we have. There are the eerie interlude versions of the deck where there's all of the mass blink spells to where bam they all go out, bam they all come back in, and you spend 30 minutes resolving your triggers. Hey, cool. But I've just got the one. I do have the Flicker Wisp because it does do the thing again, which leads us right into our creatures. Now, this is all creatures. Um, most of which you will see the word win. Hey, Karmic Guide, let's get in the box. Uh, return target creature from the graveyard to your hand. It's win, so we get to do that twice. We have Resto Angel. And why are we getting fuzzy and stuff? Oh, crystal clear. We have Emeria Angel. Well, that's 3 angels in a row. That's more angels than I thought I even had in the deck. Wow. Angel of Serenity? Uh, can you imagine this? So when Angel of Serenity enters the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures in the battlefield and or graveyards. 6. We get to exile 6. Oh, and here yet another. Admonition Angel. Of course, we have Core Cartographer. I would like to go get 2 planes and put them on the battlefield tapped. That's an explosive vegetation that you get a free 2/2 out of, right? The saddest of robots, the Solemn Simulacrum. ETB, search your library for basic land, put on the battlefield tap. Here again, it's a colorless, and we're left with a 2/2 that draws us a card. Pilgrim of the Ages. Banisher Priest. I'm not going to go through all these. They're all mostly wins. Um, Forbidding Spirit. Court Street Denizen. Yeah, I know that's not where you would think we would go, but tap a creature. Lauren of the Third Path. Disrupt a 1 target artifact or enchantment times 2 or 3 or I don't know. Suture Priest. Auroch Champion. Soul Warden. Meteor Golem. Folks, Meteor Golem. Okay, yes, I know. This is why. Oh, this is why I love this game. This is why I love this format right here, because this random old uncommon that sees niche play because it's a 7 mana 3/3, but it ETBs destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls, and then now you get to do it twice, and we're just going to keep popping it back in our hand, and oh, it's so good. um, Anafenza, Johnny's Pride Mate, Knight of the White Orchid, folks. Knight of the White Orchid, right? Um, Wall of Omens. You want to draw cards? Let's draw some cards. I like to draw cards. Spirited Companion. Have I talked to you about drawing cards yet? I mean, a 2 mana 1/1 that comes into play and draws you 2 cards? Come on. Thalia's Lieutenant. Geist Honored Monk. Power touch is equal to the number of your dudes. When it comes into play, you get 4 fly. Okay. And then Regal Caracal. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Now let's move on to enchantments that trigger. These are permanents that trigger when a creature, Banishing Light. We have Felidar Retreat. What? The individual put a ooh, make a yeah. Either one of these is good. I like the retreats because you get to pick each time it happens. But my favorite, most busted thing, most busted enchantment, is Cathar's Crusade. Right? It is silly. Um, Now, yeah, I got. You see the just all the counters, all like literally all the counters. However many dice you have, you're going to need more. Uh, um, let's look at our other things, shall we? We don't want anything to happen to Mom. Okay, Elesh Norn. We do not want anything to happen to her. So, Lauren's escape. She's going to be hexproof and indestructible this turn. I get to scry 1 for my troubles. She got to have some new boots, yo. Some Swiftfoot boots. Then, unbreakable formation, make a stand, rootborn defenses. You're not wrathing her. It's just not happening. Um, Windborn Muse, just to keep people, at arm's distance. Paying 2 keeps the swarm off while we do our thing. Armored Ascension on Elishnorn can just start making her a a combat win con. All right, sure. And now we go to removal. Now you've seen we have a lot of, and yes, these probably could be replaced with creatures with ETBs with the similar things, but um, we have condemn, sword to plowshare, disenchant, austere command. I mean, you get to pick and choose what you want with austere command. Um, White Sun Twilight. Now I have this in there simply because in this deck, it is a 7 mana Wrath that gains you life and leaves some dudes behind and whatever. Um, Cleansing Nova, Wrath of God. Yeah, it's a great card, right? Now, in the last video, I talked about the Mana Tithe because people love to tap out. I mean, it happens. I told you all that yesterday. I tell you every time I see it, Mana Tithe, and nobody expects it from the mono white deck. But today, I want to tell you about Rebuff the Wicked. There's no mana payment involved here. It's just counters a spell that targets permanent you control. And guess what Elesh Norn has? If you look real hard in the artwork, there's a big old bullseye because people love to kill her. So, um, yeah, Rebuff the Wicked is kind of a necessity in the deck. Now, I only have 4 non-basic lands. I have a Drifting Meadow so that we can just cycle it away if we don't need it. Um, Terrain Generator is probably one of the better lands. Period. I can just stop the sentence there. Uh, Especially for decks, white, red, stuff like that, that doesn't get a whole bunch of actual ramp. Terrain Generator is your ramp. Reliquary Tower for obvious reasons, and then a beautiful Maze of Ith. So that is Elesh Norn, the mother of machines. I know that this is what. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. It's one that y'all have been waiting on, so to go ahead and get it out there. At the day I record this is Thursday. It's like what is this, March 9th. I know y'all are not going to see it till a week or so from now, but it's Thursday, so it's Commander Night. I'm going to play this deck tonight, and by the time y'all see it, I'll have several plays in it. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. I do appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Thank you to the patrons. Thank you, Dragon Shield. And with that, we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.